Hey Flosstube, how is everybody? Hope you're all doing well. I'm doing great. It's February. I know. Yeah, I know. You all know the drill now. I say it every time I come on here. Sorry, it's been a while. I did say, didn't I, the last time that I was on, that it would be a while before I came back to do another one because I knew I had a lot coming up leading into Christmas, and then we go away for our summer holidays in January, and I knew it would be ages before I be back again. Um, it's what's today? 14, 15, 16, 17th, February the 17th today. 2020, guys. 2020, man. Yeah, it's I didn't really know what to start with today because there's a lot I could just sit and bang on about, but I really don't want to do that. And I don't. I'm always worried that I'm going to bore you all banging on with the stuff, but I will give you a little bit of a rundown because I know I've had a lot of messages from you guys over the last couple of months with the fires. The fires were horrendous. I'm in a country town in New South Wales. New South Wales was hit pretty bad. Our area was hit pretty bad, but I'm in the middle of a town. I'm also directly in the middle of a golf course one side, and the hospital is the other side, a couple of blocks away. So I'm in a very good protected spot. There's lots of houses around me. I doubt very much that would ever happen. They were managing to save houses that were in the middle of the bush, I think we'd be pretty safe here. But the smoke I think it was back in November, we had a really bad couple of days here where we were actually sent home from work one day, and it was really bad. I work 15 minutes from home, and it was really bad where I was working. It was late in the afternoon, and they said, look, the air quality has gotten so bad, we feel like we need to send everybody home. Woohoo, Not woohoo for the fires, but woohoo for me because I got to go home from work early. And that was about 2 o'clock in the afternoon, I think. So anyway, I went home, and I came home, and no one was home at the time. And I remember driving home in it, and it was just, there was ash flying everywhere, and I couldn't even see any fires, but there was ash just blowing everywhere, and everything was orange, like just this deep, rich orange, dark, rich orange. And I can't explain it, but when I got home and I walked into the house was all closed up, no one was here, and it was 2:30 in the afternoon or something, but it was dark. It was really dark in the house. And when I walked in and I looked out the window lights, like the light at the windows, was orange. So inside the house was really dark, but when you looked at the windows in all the rooms, it was orange. It was the weirdest thing. It was like the apocalypse. It was really bizarre. And I was never scared or anything like that. There was no need for that because the fires weren't near us, but there was just so much smoke and ash, and everything got covered in it. Your cars were covered in it. I have outdoor furniture, and all of that was all just covered in this black ash, and it was just floating down like snow. I've never seen anything like it. We have fires here every year. It's always bad, but this was crazy bad. I did mean to mention it the last time I was on about the koalas. They've been hit really, really, really badly, really badly. Hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of them have perished. It's horrendous. And never mind all the other wildlife. We've lost a lot. It's quite devastating. I think in New South Wales about 300 homes were lost. If you could imagine how much of the state was on fire, that's incredible. It's incredible that it was only 300 and something homes in our state, because almost the whole state seemed like it was on fire. The firefighters have just been amazing, absolutely amazing. You can't even imagine what it's been like for them. The koalas, on a happy note, they have raised millions and millions and millions of dollars. Millions and millions. I can't even remember the figure now, but they put up a GoFundMe page, one of the koala places, like reserve places that look after sick koalas and that. They put up a GoFundMe page on Facebook, and they were hoping, I think, to get about $28,000 or something. That was their target. They ended up with millions and millions and millions of dollars. So never mind. I mean, I'm sure you've seen there's been a lot of celebrities, a lot of, anonymous people as well. Just the money has absolutely poured in from everywhere. So it's been really amazing. There's been a bit of controversy about how it should be spent and where it should be spent, but not my problem. Hopefully the people that need it get it. But yeah, pretty horrible and pretty devastating, and it seems to be all over now. Over the past probably 2 to 3 weeks, we've had a ton of rain. A ton of rain. I can't even begin to explain. I'm sure you've probably seen it too on the news, because it was literally like one extreme to the other. And everywhere's flooding. In Queensland, it's really bad. It's all flooding up there. There's sharks swimming down the street and all sorts of crazy stuff. But yeah, it's gone from one extreme to the other, and now everything's green. We were in a massive drought. We were on water restrictions. I think we still are on the water restrictions. I'm certainly still following them, but I wouldn't be surprised if they lift those soon, because we've had one day there we got 100 mil in one day, which is, I don't know, how much is 100 mil? About that much rain in a day. We've had today, it's 10 o'clock in the morning, and as you can see, I've got every light that I can muster on. I've got a lamp here. I've got my cross-stitch lamp right there in front of me, pointing directly at me. I've got the light on itself. I'm trying to get some light in here because it is really dark outside. You may hear some thunder, but all day today it's supposed to thunder and rain, and it's raining at the moment and thunder, and we've just had tons of rain over the past couple of weeks, so which is awesome. And I love the rain and I love thunderstorms, so I'm in my element today. I'm loving it. I love the rain. So yeah, it's a beautiful day for stitching, isn't it? Not that I need an excuse, but anyway, it's a good day for stitching. So that's enough about that. Now, had a great Christmas, had a fabulous Christmas. Went away on holidays, had 2 weeks at my favourite place where we've all grown up and gone, and my kids have now grown up and gone. My mum has a van at Fingal Bay. I've explained it before. I've even put videos up in my Flosstubes before about where we go. It's just a beautiful park with beach across the road, and we go for 2 weeks every year, usually in January, and we went this year and it was beautiful. My husband and I had a week there on our own, which was lovely because my kids all work now, so they all had to come home, and so they all came back and forth. But it's lovely because they're all grown up, but they still want to come, which is fabulous. They've grown up going there and they love the bay. They all love the bay, and their partners all love the bay. So I had them all there one night, all 8 of us squished into the little caravan one night, but they love it and we love it, and the weather we got was amazing. I think we only had 2 days of rain. We're at the beach every day, Nelly, and come back in the afternoon. I'd just stitch all afternoon, and my husband would go and fish, and he'd come back and we'd cook dinner, and I was like, oh, it's just awesome. I could live like that. I could so live like that. Look, I love it up there. So does my husband. So yeah, anyway, that was lovely. What other big news forgot? Oh, my son who's 18, Jed, my youngest, he finished school at the end of last year, because our school year goes January to December. So in December he finished school, did his high school certificate. He did extremely well. He's been accepted into the Newcastle University, which is only an hour from here, to do an engineering degree. So he's very happy. He got into that and didn't try at all, I must say. I must just mention this because this kid of mine, I tell you, frustrating. He's extremely, extremely clever, and especially in the maths, physics kind of stuff. Very clever boy, and extremely lazy. Extremely lazy, that kid, I tell you. And will only do what he's got to do. No more. I have no idea what he's actually capable of. I really don't. But he knew what he needed to get. He knew what he needed to do well in. He'd worked it all out and didn't open a book, didn't study, just knew that he had to just read his notes the night before on one particular subject. And in his engineering, he needed a band 4. He got it. He knew that was all he needed to get into uni. This kid, I tell you, he's frustrating. But he just lands on his feet every time. He just surprises me. I think, you can't get away with this forever, I keep telling him, but he just keeps doing it. So, and totally cruisy. Didn't, wasn't stressed at all. His poor girlfriend was stressed. She was studying her heart out. She got into, she's doing some sort of radiotherapy medical stuff. I don't really understand it all. Something to do with cancer treatment, but she got in, but she worked so hard. So I was so pleased for her because I thought, oh, if he gets in and he's done nothing, she's worked so hard. But she got in as well. So they're both off to the Newcastle Uni to do their degrees. So hopefully he gets through it because, man, he's lazy. I don't know how he's going to get up and go when no one's going to make him. But, I've always been the kind of parent that has let my kids find their own way in the world. I'm not a pushy parent. I'm not a you need to do. I will bring it up. I did say to my son during his HSC, do you think maybe you should just open a book? Maybe just one time, just open a book. But I'm not one to push and I'm not one to shove. I've had the chat to them time and again through school, you'll get out of it what you put into it, and it's up to you what you put into it, and I don't care if my kids shovel shit as long as they're happy. I don't care. I'm not one of these parents that's going to say, you need to do and you need to do. I'm not that kind of person, and I truly believe that in life you've got to find your own way, feel your own way, learn your own way, and then I think at the end of the day, like I've told them, if it falls back on you, it falls back on you. It's not going to be my fault and it's not going to be my problem. It's going to be your problem. So you either put in the work or you don't. That's your decision. As long as my kids are happy, that's all I care about. That is all I care about. I don't care what job they have. They can do whatever the hell they like. I don't care. And they have all done very well. The 2 older ones are doing really, really well. So, they're good kids. They're going to find their way. I don't need to, be that mother, that annoying mother. But anyway, so, that's happened. What else? Oh, one more thing and then I'm done. My beautiful children, speaking of beautiful kids, bought me the best Christmas present ever. They all put in and got it for me, and it was here on Christmas Day, and oh my goodness, I was so excited. I'm going to spin my chair here. Now, I'm in my old stitchy spot that I've always filmed in, where I had a day bed along this wall here, and I would sit down on the floor here and do my videos for you, but they brought me a new stitchy present. I'm just going to spin you and show you the other one. I'm sitting on one of them, but just here is, see, you remember the clock up the top there, but see, look. Oh, my new stitchy chair. This is what they bought me. Now, I know I can't really show you up close, but it's got, I'll show you the one I'm sitting on because there's a little story. Can you see it's got butterflies and dragonflies on it? Oh my God! I was so excited. So excited. And it's perfect. It's a great height. It's really comfortable. It's got a nice high back on it when I sit, right back here. And I loved it so much that when I put it, I had to move the daybed out, put the stitchy chair in, and then I only had one chair in the corner and it just looked a bit bare, so I had to buy another one. So I have 2 stitchy chairs because it needed a friend. And then over here, this is going to look real messy, but just bear with me. See there, I've bought a nice nest of tables to go in between. And over this side, I got myself one of those caddies to put in the corner that's got all my stuff in it. Trying to keep it a bit neat, but you know how it is. Us stitchy people, we have lots of crap, don't we? We all have lots of crap, but that's just how we are. So yeah, so I got that. I was so excited. Oh, can you hear that? I don't know whether you'll hear it. I'll have to see at the end whether it shows up, but that was big thunder. But it's just been like really rumbly all day. It's lovely. I love it. I love it. Okay, shall we get into it? Now, since I last saw you, I have, oh God, I've already been talking for 15 minutes. Oh, see, I hate doing that. I hate doing that. Anyway, all good. All good. I have to catch you up. Now, last time I saw you, I had, what will I show you first? I might show you, oh, I also have just come back from the Mirabilia retreat, and I'll talk about that at the end. But that was really great. Had a great time, but I'll talk about that at the end. I might start with finishes, because I had some finishes. Oh, and I do have to mention the Mirabilia retreat, because I'll show you something else while I've got my little fabric roll out here that I was given. Love it. Now, here we go. So last time you saw me, I was working on my raspberries, which I've finished. Ta-da! Get that in nice and close for you. I love these pieces. These are French designs. I put this up on Instagram before it was finished, and I got such a big response. Everybody wanted to know where they could get them, so I'm going to just talk about that quickly. I'm also going to show you this one because I've got them out. This is one of the other ones I've done. This is the cherries. There you go. I'm getting that in. I'm trying to look through the fabric to see what you can see. But these come in a kit, but it's not the full kit. You don't get the, you don't get the threads. They're DMC, but you don't get the threads. You just get the fabric. Now, where's that bag? Where did I put? Oh, down here. Sorry, guys. Get this. You don't get the thread. You just get the fabric and the pattern. Quite expensive, quite pricey. But what you also get, I'll show you my strawberries. These are the other two that I've still got to do. So here's strawberries. Right, that's strawberries. Sorry about the light. It's going to be really hard to film today because it's so dark. But that's the strawberries, right? Now I'll just show you the back. There's the graph. You can see the graph. It's in colour. And there's the fabric. And see down the bottom there, you can just see a little dragonfly. That's in every packet. So every kit I've got the little dragonfly to put on them, which I'll do last because I still have two to do. So I've got strawberries left to do, and I have this one. I might take this one out the packet because I wanted to give you a bit of a look at the designer's name and stuff. And this one is apples. So that'll be my fourth one, and then I'll hang them all as a set. Now up the top there, oh, can I? Yeah, there you go. Now, something else I probably need to mention is you'll need your Google Translator because everything's in French. Everything. All the instructions, everything's in French. So you will have to, yeah, I had to get my Google Translator out and just type stuff in so I could work out what point de creux was, which was, I don't know, one cross or, I don't know, I can't remember now. I just get my Google Translator out and it tells me what to do, how to convert it all. So yeah, so I'll just quickly show you again. That was the raspberries one that I've finished. I love how these are framed. I think I'll frame them in a similar kind of way. So I'll just quickly show you again. Cherries, because these were so popular on Instagram when I put them up. Cherries. Now the designer's name is Veronique and Ginger. That's the best that I can pronounce it. But again, I've just shown you the front cover, so you'll see her name on the front. And where did I put the other one? I've got a whole pile of crap on my lap now. Over here. There's raspberries. Again, these, I just think they're beautiful. I can understand why they were popular when I threw a photo up on Instagram because they're just beautiful. And I can't wait. And can I just say, they weren't cheap. I think they were maybe 50 bucks, 60 bucks, 60 bucks. It might have been 60. I think it might have cost me 130 for 2 with postage from wherever they came from. It was overseas in Europe somewhere. You'll find them easily. Just Google Veronica and Ginger and they'll all come up and you can find somewhere to order them from. But I think they're about $60 a kit, which wasn't cheap considering you only got a piece of fabric in your chart. I don't think that's cheap, but the fabric is beautiful to stitch on. It's really, really beautiful fabric. It's really soft and nice fabric, so they're worth it. I'm really happy with that. How good does it look? I love these. I love them, if I do say so myself. How good does it look? So that's those. Now, yes, I've still got 2 more of those to do, so I'll do another one in a little while. Throw that back into my, into my rotation, and I'll do another one. They don't take very long to do. They're very quick to do. So yeah, I've got those. I'll just get those out the way. Now, I just quickly want to say, do I? Nah, I can tell you at the end. I'll just leave it out for now. Okay, get rid of this. Just bear with me a sec, guys, while I clean up my mess. Just roll that back up and I'll fix that later. All right. So, that was my finish. I finished that while I was on holidays. I worked on it until I finished it. I have, what else have I been working on? Oh, this one, my big piece, which is off the frame at the moment. So hopefully I can show you okay. I have done some more on this since you last saw it. Where am I? Am I in? Yes, there we go. I think I did half a page on the last page, and I've just come up and started the next page. So, oh, that's looking pretty on here, isn't it, with the light on it? Oh, very pretty. Can I get it in closer for you? Just have to, hang on. Yeah, that's about as far in as I can go, isn't it? But yeah, it's, I love this. I love it. It can get a bit monotonous at times, I think, especially because, when you're stitching something and, you might stitch a bird or you might stitch a bit of something, a picture of something within a bigger picture. This is just the same. It's just the same. You're either stitching the branches or the flowers or the background. The branches, the flowers, or the background. So it can get a bit tedious, and it's very, very detailed, very confetti heavy, especially when you get into, bits like in here, all of this in here. It's pretty full on, but I just keep pulling back and looking at it and going, yep, it's worth it, keep going. And I think I've been working on it now for, I think I started about a year and a half ago. I'm not even sure now. It's been, I think it's about 18 months of stitching in that now. But like you know, I always have a couple of other things going because it can get very tedious, and it's nice to have a break and stitch on something else. So I reckon I'm nearly halfway, maybe. I've got one more row, one more full row, and then a half a row after this row. So there's 3 full rows and a half a row. So yeah, I'm getting towards halfway. So, another 18 months or so and I should have it done. So that's not bad, huh? Considering I'm stitching other stuff, I'm pretty happy with that. But I took this to the bay as well on holidays, and I stitched on raspberries till I finished them, and then I just worked on this the rest of the time I was at the bay. And then when I came home, I had a lovely surprise from JX Stitch. You may want to write that down. She has been helping me. You all know the dilemma that I was having with my Elizabeth Weston fabric. Remember, I was telling you all, I'm just going to quickly show you again for anybody who's new. Because you know the dilemma I had trying to find the right fabric for Elizabeth Weston. And I spoke about it in my last video. I've spent, I don't even know how much money trying to find this fabric. I'll just quickly show you her. This is Elizabeth Weston. And I wanted something that was very, very, very pale pink. And it was really, really hard to find. And I tried to order it a couple of times, and I got this, which was too pink. That's not showing up. It's really pink. It's way pinker than that. Then I tried these ones, which weren't pink at all. They looked pink, but then they weren't pink. And then I ordered one very similar. I don't want to go into it all again, but you can go back and watch the last video if you want to hear the story on that, because, yeah, it became a bit of a nightmare. And that's took me 4 or 5 months to try to get something anyway. I was at a retreat last November, and I met a lovely lady there named Jay. She has a Etsy site and dyes her own fabric, and she had fabrics there, and I looked through them, and there was one called Strawberries and Cream, which was super close. It was super close to what I wanted. Anyway, I showed her. I actually had the book there, the pattern there with me, and I showed it to her, and she said, oh, you just want something really, really pale pink. And I was like, yeah, and she was describing it with a little bit of whitewash through it, and I'm like, yes, she knew exactly what I wanted. And she dyes all of her fabrics with natural stuff, like she'll use berries or strawberries or things like that. You know, beautiful fabric, but yeah, she dyes it all with food, which I thought was really cool. And she said to me, leave it with me. I wanted 40 count, so she had to order the 40 count, which took a while to come, especially with Christmas and all of that. So she ordered me a piece, and then she said, and then I'm going to mess around with it until I think I've got what you want. And once I've got what you want, I'll let you know. So she got me a piece of 40 count. This design is huge. It is massive. On 40 count, I needed, with a 3-inch border, I needed a 28 by 29 inch piece of fabric on 40 count. Imagine if you did this on Ada. It would be humongous. So it's a big piece, and she messed around, said to me, I think I've got what you want, and it's ready to go. And she sent me a picture, and I said, oh man, that looks so close to what I'm after. So I sent her off the money, and she sent me the fabric, and I got it when I came home from holidays. It was here waiting for me, and it's perfect. Absolutely perfect. So could I wait any longer? No, I'd already been waiting 5 months, so I just pulled it out and started it, and I'll show you in a sec. But I just want to mention Jay's service was incredible. Now, that was last November, and I reckon I've had 6 or 8 messages from her, if not more, from November until I got the fabric. She was constantly keeping me up to date. She was sending me messages on Instagram, and she'd just say, I've ordered the fabric, it should take this long. And then I get another one, still don't have the fabric yet, but it should be in the next blah blah, you know. And I kept getting these messages, constantly keeping me in the loop. I knew what was going on. I knew she hadn't forgotten me. I knew she was on the job, and really lovely service. So I'm just going to show you this. That's her little card thing that came with my piece of fabric, and it's beautiful. Beautiful fabric too, really, really lovely. And it's a massive design. So I'll just show you the part that I've stitched, because I've stitched a lot because I couldn't help myself. I love this piece. I love it. And I don't know how the pink's going to show up, but we'll give it a go. Can we see? Yeah, it does look pale pink, because you can see the wall behind me is kind of whitish, my brick wall. But I'll just try to get that in nice and close for you. I'm really loving this design. I started this, when did we get back from holidays? I think the last few days of January. So I've literally only been working on it the last couple of weeks, maybe 2 to 3 weeks now. Probably 2 weeks, I think. And I've got a lot done. When I went away to the retreat last weekend, I stitched on this when I wasn't at the retreat, when we were back in the room and stuff. I stitched on this as well, and I'm now in the process of nearly finished the writing, which is good. The verse, which I love the verse. it's not, I'm not a religious person, and it does have the word God in it, but it's not about prayers and stuff. It's about her thanking her parents for giving her an education and giving her, just basically providing for her. It's a thank you to her parents poem. It's a beautiful poem. So yeah, I'm happy to stitch that on it. What else can I say about it? Oh, I'm using the silks, the Averosoir silks. They're to die for, especially with the 40 count fabric. It's just beautiful to work on. I'm really loving it. So yeah, I've just got to repeat this on this side, and that's how wide it'll be. So it's a big piece. This is my 36-inch frame I've got this on. And I think the piece of fabric's about 30 inches, but it's a bit wider than I needed, but it'll be fine. It'll be perfect. I'll have a bit left over for framing. But yeah, it's a big, big design. You don't realise, I'll just show you this again, how huge this is. This is 40 count, guys, that I'm stitching this on. 1/2 on 40 count. But the writing is 1/1 on 40 count. Holy moly. But yeah, I'm loving it, and it's looking really good. I don't know if you can see the writing if I go right in. It's so delicate and pretty. So yeah, loving it. Loving it. So finally, I got to put some stitches in Elizabeth, which was awesome. So I've worked on her for the last couple of weeks. Now I'm putting her away, and I'm working on a round robin piece that I can't really show you because it's not mine. So I don't feel right about doing that. I don't know if the person whose piece it is would like me to do that. So I'm not going to do that. So I have one other project going, one other whip that I'll show you now. And that is my mirabilia that like I've explained before, they're not really my thing. But I'll do one every year because I try to work it out so that when I'm at the retreat, the Mirabilia retreat in February, I take a Mirabilia and I work on it at the retreat because that's what everyone's stitching, and I like to be a part of it, and I wouldn't take anything else. I just would feel rude about it. Nora's there, the designer, and I don't hate them, but they're just not really my thing. I'm more into fruit and stuff like that, and then I like a bit of prim and I like a bit of antique samplers and that kind of thing. But I really love this design. I love vintage stuff, and this has got a real vintage feel to it. So I was happy to stitch this one. I really like it. This is called Apples. And yeah, I'll show you where I'm at with this. Now, can I just tell you, I only stitched on this at the retreat for the 2 days I was there, and I've miniaturized it, so to speak. So I've done it 1/1 on 25 count Lugana. So it's very tiny. I want to frame it, but stand it up on my buffet next to my fruit bowl. That's where I want to put it. So I didn't want it to be big, I wanted it to be very small so I could just put it in a little frame and stand it next to my fruit bowl. So I've done it 1/1, 25 count, which you all know by now is my favourite count to work on. So when I was at the retreat, everyone's coming up and stopping me and saying, "Oh, I love that. It's so good. It looks awesome." I got tons and tons of comments on it. Like, really, people stopped and took the time and asked me about it and told me how lovely it was. People don't need to do that, do they? They can walk right by you. So obviously everybody really seemed to like her. So I was really stoked because lots of people were, asking me about her. And she looks amazing. Look at this. Isn't she cute? Don't know if I can get her in any closer. Hang on, I'll roll that up. So since you saw her last, I've done a lot more on the apples at the bottom and the greenery, the apple trees in the background, that kind of thing. I have a lot more of the sort of heavier stitching, more, what do you call it, more confetti stuff. I've gotten into more of that. But she's, yeah, she's cute, isn't she? I'm really happy with her. I'm really falling in love with her the more I stitch her. So, but yeah, everybody loved her. See, because you can see she's only on a little tiny frame. But yeah, she was a big hit. So I was really happy because, yeah, mirabilias aren't really my thing. And in saying that, let's just slide on into the retreat, because I want to talk about I've got some haul to show you in a minute, just some fabrics that I got at the retreat and a couple of patterns that I bought that aren't mirabilia. She also had some other patterns that she was selling, plus a pattern that I've been gifted. So I've got some other stuff to show you, but just quickly, do you remember this lady? Do you remember her that I did for last year's retreat? Look how she sparkles. Yeah, so I showed her last time I was on. I showed you guys and I said, you know, she's all done. She's all ready for retreat and I'm going to frame her. And that didn't happen. I just didn't have time. I just didn't have time over Christmas and when we were away. And I had a week when I got back from holidays before we went to retreat. And I just didn't have time to, to get her framed. But when you go to these mirabilia retreats, what they do, you can put a framed piece in to be judged by everybody who goes to the retreat. I think there was 70 women there stitching. So you can lay your pieces out, and if you want to enter them, they give us all a voting card and we all vote for our favourite piece. So they have a favourite mirabilia framed and a favourite mirabilia not framed. So I entered her in the not framed section, of course. And I got first place. I was so stoked. I've never won anything. I've never really entered much before, but I was so excited because I thought, what better, what's the word I'm looking for? How good to, I don't know what the word is, how good to be voted by other stitchers. Not just somebody who gets up there and goes, oh, I think that's really nice and gives it first place. This was voted by all the women who were there stitching. So that meant a real lot to me that they thought that mine deserved the vote. So if you were there and you voted for me, thank you very much, because I was really excited to get, I never expected that I was walking around looking at everything going, oh God, you know, I haven't got a hope. But yeah, they picked it. So yeah, so I won first place and I got this. Oh, wait, you see this? Look, oh, it's so pretty. And these scissors are gorgeous. They're really, really heavy, nice, sturdy, lovely scissors to use. So I've been using these since I got home. I love them. They're beautiful. And then I got the, you know, the thing you take on the plane, put round your neck and you take on the plane, the cutter, thread cutter. Yeah, so I'm stoked to have one of them when I ever go on a plane. I hate flying, so yeah, it's not likely. I have done it, and I've been to America and stuff, but I don't like it. I don't like flying. So, okay. So yeah, just wanted to mention that she won. Ah, that was so exciting. But anyway, yeah, so that was that. Now, what did I buy? Well, I was there. Oh, we're actually going to have a pretty short video today, guys. How good's that? We're going to be under an hour for sure. So I'm pretty happy about that because, yeah. Okay. Oh, now I'll show you this first. This is one of the people that I go to stitching group with. Just have a drink. One of the people I go to stitching group with. We have our stitching group once a month. And I should just mention, our stitching group meets once a month, first Sunday of every month, at a local place here in Cessnock where I live in the Hunter Valley. I have found probably about 3 or 4 stitches through this channel, through this way. People have contacted me. I live 40 minutes away. I live 20 minutes away. Excellent, come along. So we have found probably 3 or 4 of our stitches through this avenue, so I'm just going to quickly mention it again in case you're new. We meet on the first Sunday of every month. We have a blast. There's now about maybe 8 or 9 of us that get together. Sometimes there's only 4 there, sometimes there's 6 there. You just show up when you can come. Easy as that. There's no restriction on how long you stay. It costs $36 for the day, so we throw our gold coins in at the end of the day to make up the $36. It's got a full kitchen, it's got tables and chairs, got everything we need, fridge, all that. It's awesome. We have the best time, and one of the lovely girls that I stitch with bought me a gift. I had seen this pattern and I had mentioned it because that's all we talk about while we're there is cross-stitch patterns. We're all showing each other what we like, what we've bought, you know. We have a lot of fun and we all enable each other. And I'd always wanted to stitch this piece and I mentioned it and I was saying that I couldn't find it and she found it and gave it to me as a gift. So wasn't that lovely? I love it. I've always wanted to stitch it. And you know I've got a bit of a thing with fruit, so but it's just quirky and I think it's really cute. So I was so excited to get that. She found it for me. Thanks, Ren. Thanks, Renata, if you're watching. Mwah, I love it. So yeah, got that. Now, this is my retreat haul. Now, I always buy the kit every year. They kit up a design, and I'm sure if you went on the Mirabilia, because I can't find the chart. It's here somewhere. I just don't know what I've done with it. But it was a crown, and this was the thread and the fabric and the, you know, to stitch it. But it wasn't for me. But I don't mind ordering the kit because you don't get to see what the pattern is till you get there. And before I got a dragonfly, which you've seen, I stitched that. Last year was a masquerade mask, which I didn't stitch. But if I don't like the pattern, I still get this, which to me, I'll use that. You know, I put the fabric in my stash, put the beads in my stash and the threads away. You know, they're going to come in handy. So I don't mind ordering it without knowing what it's actually going to be because I still get this out of it. So I got that. I got 3 pieces of fabric because Linen and Threads that run the retreat dye their own fabric. So this is 36 count fat quarter. Unusual colour for me, but I like it, and I think it might be good for something when I need a dark colour, because I'm not into the real heavily mottled fabrics, but this was pretty, I thought. I don't have anything dark like that. It's like a browny, pinky, reddy, I don't even know how to explain it. It's not coming up too bad there. This light's actually working pretty good for my fabrics. I must remember this. Maybe I need to do my videos at night time and use the lights because the fabrics are showing up. That's pretty much spot on, you know. And I can never get like the right light to show you things how they actually are. Something for me to keep in mind, isn't it? Okay, and I got this one. This one's real pretty and bright and blue because I love my turquoisey blues. 32 count. Really pretty turquoise, bright blue. Don't have any idea what I'm going to stitch on it, but I just thought it was pretty fabric. Woo. And see how it's just got a little bit of white through it? Like I'm not into the heavily patterned dyed fabrics. So these were pretty, I thought, because they've just got a bit of mottling in them and I just loved the colours. And then this one was probably my favourite, this last one that I got. It's probably my favourite. Really unusual. I can really see some white stitching on this, so I've just got to find a pattern. Look at that. It's a beautiful green. Look. Oh, love it. Because, like, you know, I love my green and my blue. Look at that. Imagine that with white stitching on it. I've got to find like a long dog or something like that to go on that, I think. Just, you know, a nice, monochrome, what is it, monochrome? Is that what you call it? I don't know. You know what I'm saying. You know what I'm talking about. Like my other one I did, my long dog sampler that I did. I think that needs something white stitching on it. I think I've just got to sort of got something in my head there for that. And then I got a couple of patterns the second day because I already have like 6 mirabilias. I have enough mirabilias to keep me going for a while. But Plum Street I also do love. My husband loves sloths. He wants a sloth. He's always wanted a sloth. And I don't have any patterns or anything that I ever have wanted to stitch for him. I've never seen something and gone, my husband would love that. But when I saw the sloths, I had already seen these. You've probably all seen it. And I thought, oh, I could stitch that for him. He would love that. And I brought it home and showed him it. He just smiled and said, I love that. So I'm going to stitch that for my hubby. Put it next to our bedside table. He can have it on his bedside table because he loves sloths. So I got that. And this I thought was really cute. I love the colours in it. But I don't like the dark houses. I know it's meant to be Halloween-y, and we don't really do Halloween here, so I'm going to change the houses, I think, and maybe take the witch off the bird. I don't know. Maybe I'll leave her there. Who knows? I don't know. I'm not really feeling her. I'm not really feeling her. But I really liked the flowers. I liked all the flowers and the colours in it. I thought that was quite pretty. So, yeah, I'll put that in my stash. Stitch it one day, eh? Last but not least, the beautiful Taryn was there again with her beautiful bags. And I don't know if I've ever mentioned, but I'm a huge Outlander fan. Love Outlander. Can't wait. It starts tonight. The new season starts tonight here in Australia on Foxtel. So I'll be front and centre for that. Series 5, I believe it is. I've read all 8 books that I just loved them. I loved the books. And I'm not a huge reader, but I loved the books. I read them one after the other till I got through them all. So, yeah, I got this. If you're an Outlander fan, you'll be able to relate. If you're not, it's just going to look ridiculous. But that's okay. I am a fan, and when I saw she had these bags, I just went, oh my God, I need that. I have to have that. So yeah, I bought myself another project bag. These are gorgeous. They're gorgeous, and I love the way she's matched this green, and I love green, so, you know, it had my name written all over it, guys. I just had to buy it. You know how it is. So yeah, I got that. Oh gosh, am I finished? I think I am. Where are we at? 47 minutes. Look at me go. Yeah, I didn't really have anything new. I haven't really ordered anything else. I've been away and all that kind of thing. I am going to buy myself a magnifying lamp. I am finding now that my eyes are... I just turned 50. You know, what can I say? They're deteriorating a bit. And I wear glasses when I read and stitch and at work and stuff, but I've only really been wearing glasses for about 4 years now, and I'm really starting to notice now that my eyes are starting to go a bit and I can't see. I'm looking at the screen here and I'm blurry because I don't have my glasses on. I'm blurry, so my eyes are getting, you know, I suppose it comes with age, doesn't it? So I've ordered myself a magnifying, I haven't yet, but I'm going to order myself a magnifying lamp, you know, the ones that have the big magnifier and then they have the lights around the outside of it and you just bend it over your work, and I'm going to get myself one of them because I'm stitching that thing on 40 count and man, it's hard for me to see. I'm managing, but it's a little bit of a struggle and I don't want to strain my eyes, so I'm going to order myself one of those. I'll have that to show you next video. I feel like I'm forgetting something. You know when you have that feeling? Oh, and I don't know what it is. Oh, I got this too, just while off Taryn. Isn't that cute? Yep, got that too. And I also got the beads for the apples pattern that I'm doing, the Mirabilia pattern. I got the beads for that as well. That's it. That's all I've really bought, which is enough, isn't it? I'm finally starting to get a little bit of a fabric stash going, which I'm really excited about because I've never had fabric. I've always just worked on the piece I worked on. I was a one project at a time stitcher, and I bought a piece of Ada usually, did my design, done, bought the next piece of Ada, did my design, done. I never had a stash. So Flosstube's, yeah, kind of given me the bug to go collecting fabric, because now I do find that now that I've got these big pieces going, I want to do some smaller pieces, and it's nice to just have some stash to just be able to go and, you know, pick something you want to stitch, isn't it? And just grab the fabric out and go, oh yeah, that'll work, and off you go. None of this having to order something and work out what you're going to do. And yeah, so I'm doing that. Collecting fabric. Yeah, I'm done, guys. I'm done. It's my 1 day a month off today, my RDO. I probably should be able to do one next month. But we won't put any pressure on ourselves now, will we? You know, I just do these when I can and when I feel like it. And, you know, at the moment I've got a lot going on at home. We're having a big clean out at home, and we're just going through everything. Photos, old DVDs, just everything in the shed. We're going through everything and having a really big clean out. The kids are grown up now, so I'm going to make them go through stuff and just say, what would you like me to keep for you? And then when they move out, it's going with them. So I'm getting rid of a lot. I'm just chucking stuff because, man, it's just sitting there. And, you know, you know what it's like. You keep it for years and years and years, and so that's where we're at the moment. So I'm busy with that. But I would say I should be able to film again in a month's time. At this point, I'm going to say I'll see you in a month. I hope that you're all well. I hope that everybody had a great Christmas and a great New Year, and that you're all stitching away happily. I'm enjoying my stitching as much as always, so just trying to make time for it. But I don't know if you can hear the rumbling thunder, but it's really beautiful here today, and I'm just going to pack up all my shit that I've got everywhere, and I'm going to stitch all afternoon. So I do have to go get groceries, but I'll do that, and then I'm going to stitch all afternoon. So try and enjoy my day off a bit. So I'm going to leave you there, guys. Happy stitching. Take care, everybody, and thank you again for all the awesome comments, checking on me to make sure I was alive and I hadn't been burnt down in the fires. It was lovely to hear from you all, and everybody was so caring and so thoughtful, and yeah, all safe and sound here, all safe and sound, and hopefully the fires are gone for good. I believe there aren't any burning anymore. I'm sure I read something the other day it might have been that they're all contained. Maybe it was that they're all contained. So, yeah. But take care, everybody. Happy stitching. Hopefully, I'll see you in a month. Bye, guys.